The drunk man picked up a thin string. He tied two treasures, each worth millions, together. Then he gave the string a hard pull. The two treasures spun like tops. The drunk man used the movement to knot them together. He suddenly tossed them into the air and began showing off his juggling skills. After spinning 100 times, he stopped and looked closely. He immediately figured out which treasure was real. He placed both items on the table. Then, with a serious face, he explained to the crowd, because ancient technology was limited, real antiques were often slightly unbalanced, so the one that toppled over was the real treasure. An old man, disappointed, took back his family heirloom. He had hoped to sell it for some money to help his poor family. Seeing this, the drunk man took out 50 yuan, and offered to buy the fake one. The old man gratefully thanked him again and again. He had no idea he had just been tricked. The item he held was actually the real antique. As the drunk man walked out of the black market, two strong men blocked his path. He thought they had discovered the switch, but actually, they had recognized his identity. They knew he was the descendant of a famous antique appraiser, so anything he picked must be valuable. But what no one expected was that the drunk man was the one who set the whole trap. He and the old man were working together. They created a fake situation to lure in easy targets willing to pay. Although he had real antique skills, telling the truth wouldn't keep him alive. In fact, it could get him killed, just like his grandfather, who was executed years ago because of an antique Buddha head. So when the drunk man grew up, he had the gift of appraisal, but survived only by deceiving others. One day, a beautiful woman found him. She said her father had died in a car accident. The Buddha head from years ago was about to be returned to China, and the officials required that the handover be done by a direct descendant of the expert. Since her father had passed, she had no choice but to find him. She also gave him her father's belongings. At the same time, the Buddha head had been placed in the National Appraisal Headquarters. The person in charge wanted someone else to do the exchange, but the drunk man challenged another man to a competition. Whoever won would earn the right to complete the handover. The contest began. The other man was fully equipped and acted like a professional. The drunk man still looked drunk, but it didn't affect his performance. He identified details to tell the real items from the fakes. At first, it seemed like a draw, but in the final moment, the drunk man picked up a Buddha head and threw it onto the ground. It turned out that only by breaking it could the flaw be seen. This bold move convinced everyone. He won the right to approach the Buddha head up close, but just as he reached out to touch it, he noticed something was wrong.